Yo, 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 welcome to the
Yo,
show.
YouTube, what's good? Happy Saturday, May 4th. May the force be with you. It's 3:48 p.m. Eastern Time, and this is going to be a video on the dividends collected over the month of April 2024. If you are new here, thanks for coming. We make videos on investing, usually in Robinhood. Always in Robinhood is my only brokerage for the moment. We talk about dividends, talk about our Roths, talk about credit cards, maybe savings accounts, money, finance, just numbers, that kind of nerdy stuff. If you're into that, consider dropping a like and subscribing. This video, like I said, we will go into the dividends. We usually look at them in Robinhood in this view, but I am going to be trying something new today. That's the PowerPoint here. I know it feels like I'm in college again, but hey, I think it's easy. I think it works, and I think it's pretty like functional, like it's flexible. It makes sense. So I'll try that. Let's see if anyone comments like, "Oh yeah, I think I like the PowerPoint." Usually no one comments. Well, people do comment. Let me not say that. Thanks if you've been commenting on my videos. I appreciate that. Usually reply to everyone, or at least I will acknowledge your comment. Um, but yeah, guys, thanks for all the love so far. I think we've finally crossed 150 subscribers. It's pretty nice, not gonna lie. Hasn't changed my life. YouTube hasn't changed my life yet, but it's something I enjoy doing, and I believe I will continue doing that. So, without further ado, let's get into the video. We're sitting at $13,287.54. That's Saturday. We're up 0.07%, about $9.30. Um, Not all of this is in dividend stocks. Like a large portion of my portfolio is in like Tesla, Amazon. They don't pay dividends, but Apple, Microsoft, they do. Um, Small dividends, but they're still dividend stocks in my opinion. So I wish I can find a number that's invested in stocks that pay dividend to give a better idea of how much my portfolio is yielding. Actually, I do use trackyourdividends.com, and I have like a 3.2, maybe 1 something percent yield on my portfolio. Slightly higher yield on cost, so that's not too bad. But just bear in mind that this is not I'm not receiving these dividends in my videos based on this portfolio size or this portfolio size in dividend stocks, if that makes sense. So like I said, usually do this kind of. You can see my first payment is was Pepsi, 84 cents on the first. So nice amount of detail, the number of shares, amount per share, how much I got total. It actually shows what happens if I like reinvest them, but I haven't turned my drip back on. Made a video on why I turned my drip off, so if you want to watch that, I will put that up top. But I did want to highlight right here the smallest and the largest payments I got. Camping World was my smallest, 34 cents, 2.75 shares. That amount per share, 12.5 cents. Got a total of that. Um, it's something I haven't been buying, which is why it's not growing. Eventually, I want to pull it from my portfolio, but for the time being, I am down like 15%, and I swear, like a month or two ago, I was like up 15%. So seems to be a volatile stock. Might just hold on until I break even, sell out, or just maybe my sentiments will change in the future, and I'll hold on, maybe buy more. But for the moment, I'm just leaving it as is and just kind of watching from the sidelines. Largest payment was the SMP was SPY, SPDR S&P 500 ETF, $4.15. 2.6 shares. Love to see that number grow. It's such a hard number to grow though, because SPY is very expensive. It's like $500 plus. But $1.59 per share paid in this quarter. Not their highest, but it still netted us $4.15 here. Grateful for that. I don't think, yeah, I don't have Spy turned on, or I don't have Drip turned on even for Spy, but I buy Spy like a couple times a week. Yeah, I'm not worried about that. My dividends are being worked into being reinvesting. It's just not automatically done. So I feel good about that. But anyways, covered those two, the largest, smallest, SPY and Camping World, respectively. So let us jump into the slideshow. I'm not a lecturer. I'm not a teacher. I'm just imagine, that kid in class who's like, they like suck at presentations. That's me. So with that in mind, title April 2024 dividends. Cute little Robinhood thing here. I threw that in for an extra um little pizzazz. So yeah, give me some brownie points for that. But our first payments or set of payments were on the 1st of April. This is not an April Fool's joke. We did get paid 3 times on the 1st of April just for owning these stocks. First one was Pepsi, a dollar. Jeez, messed up my own thing already. We got paid 84 cents from Pepsi for having 1.04 shares. Previously, we got 64 cents of dividend, and I'm sure that some of these cases, some of the increase will be due to the underlying increasing their dividends. But just know that I do come in and buy more of these equities, usually closer to their ex-div dates. But if the stock is down, if it catches my eye, I'll come and drop $10 into that, and I make videos on this like my weekly buys. So again, if you're into that, I can link that up top. You guys can check that out. It's usually on a Sunday afternoon. I'm like, oh yeah, this is what I'm planning to buy this week in my portfolio. Um, so PPL was your second payment on the first. 3.9 shares gave us $1, and that's my goal for now, to get everything that's less than $1 in dividends per month or per quarter at least to $1. I don't want to see anything less than $1 coming in dividends. If I own it and it's regarded as a dividend stock, well, if it pays a dividend, I think it's a dividend stock. I want to see at least $1 per paycheck, at least. So that is my soft short-term goal. It's hard to prioritize something like that, in my opinion. Especially the fact that I don't invest that much. Like, I'm not rich. I'm not raking in thousands per paycheck. But with the little bit that I do have, I try to split it, split and spend logically. So 81 cents previously from PPL. Love to see that growth. I think I purposefully might have gotten this to $1, but this is one that definitely does grow their dividend, and we love to see that. Coca-Cola, last payment on the first, 3.5 shares gave us $1.70, a whole 50 cents worth of increase from our previous payment from Coke. That's, bruh, I just saw this. This is not the ticker for Coke. If you type PPL, you're gonna get PPL and not Coke. So you see, I told you I'm like a stupid college kid doing a presentation. Did it the night before or the morning off. Didn't read over. And if you see shit like that, just I'll acknowledge it because I have to, but just like try to ignore it. All right. Anyways, KO $1.70, a whole 50 cents increase from the last time. That's amazing. Definitely love to see that. Uh, Total for on the 1st of April, pretty much, we got $3.54 just for owning these stocks. Um, Pretty nice if you ask me. Moving on, the second got some more income through dividends. Camping World, like I said, which was my smallest, 2.75 shares. Not sure when I'll be selling it, but I do plan on getting out eventually, unless my sentiments change. I'm just really deep, well, like 15% down, not a whole lot of money, but I like looking at my percentages just to trade, just to build good trading habits, if that makes sense. It's kind of like penny wise, pound foolish, if anyone knows that saying. You have to know how to handle small amounts of money to handle larger amounts of money. That's how I see it. That brings our total though to $3.88, with the addition of Camping World. On the fourth, Smith and Wesson Brands 11 shares, $1.32 total. Previously we got $1.12. Smith and Wesson, and like it's been such a great performer. Just sheer appreciation in my portfolio. Really love having it. Hard to DC it in because I mean, I'm like 30% up. So I'm not sure if I guess I have bought some recently, but yeah, loving that investment so far. Is it a long-term investment? Not sure, but so far so good. It brings our total to $5.20. Hey, that's just pretty nice. On the 4th of April, we're already making more than $1 a day just from dividends. I like that. On April 15th, that was our next payment, but we got paid three times. Again, kind of like on the first, we got paid from Stag, Industrial, a Realty Income, lovely monthly pair, and then Main Street Capital. So Stag gave us $1.05 for having 8.5 shares. That's a small increase, still an increase nonetheless. 9 cents from the last payment from Stag, where we got 96 cents. I like having Stag. It's a REIT, but it's kind of different from realty income. Monthly pair, I always love the monthly pairs because they compound quicker. Like just do the math, it works, it makes sense. Assuming good share growth and also dividend growth from a monthly pair, it's literally gold. Realty income, we got $2.78 on the same day from having 10.8 shares, and I'm sure I have over 11 shares of realty income at this point. So, I mean, it's just gonna be nice to see what the next dividend payment is. Comparing this payment to last month, though, since it's a monthly pair, that's a nice, what's that? $11, 11 cents increase, $2.67 to 2.78. Nice to see that. I usually chip in even like $5 of realty income every time I can, at least once a month. And yeah, that's gonna contribute to a slightly larger dividend. Main Street Capital was our last payment on the 15th, 3.5 shares, 84 cents. And I should highlight, I probably should have put the asterisk on the $1.14 here, because this previous payment is so much higher than what we just got. Not because they dropped their dividend, but because this amount did have a special dividend. So usually we'll be getting around 84 cents. But last month, March 2024, they paid an extra dividend. Don't have the numbers right now, but yeah. That brings our total to $9.87, just shy of $10. So middle of the month, $10 in. I'm not complaining. April 16th, we got paid from Horizon. Horizon is, I'm not on the fence with it. I'm more on the side of really wanting to get rid of it. Just a nice monthly period. The dividends still keep coming in. And it's just I'm really down in the position. And do I still have hope in it? I'm not sure where I stand. I guess I am on the fence, but I would be pretty happy to use my investment in HRZN in something like STHD. Smaller dividends, but I have more faith and trust in my investment growing over time rather than rather than Horizon. But for now, we're still collecting the dividends. This month, we got a special dividend. It's a huge increase from last month. So this is a little bit elevated, $2.24. I'm still very grateful for it. Brings our total to 12.11. Next payment we have was new is from Nusi. Nusi, kind of the same idea with Horizon multiplayer. I I'm a lot happier with this though because I'm down a lot less, and that's probably why, which feels a little bit more emotional of an opinion. But Nusi has been giving us good dividends, and the share price has been, it's holding. It's not like sliding. It's holding. It's trying to hold. 14 shares of that, $2.07. It's a little bit smaller than what we got last month. Do I know the reason for that? I think it's just one of those. It's an ETF that has slightly varying payments each month. So yeah, it's kind of like a SPY. You know how SPY doesn't pay like a company. It doesn't pay like 48 cents, then raised to 52. It's like this month it's 0.1436, then next month it's 1479, then the month after it's 1503, that kind of thing. So that's the reason. I mean, sometimes it's a little bit higher, sometimes a little bit lower. The important thing is to make sure that it does go grow over time in the long run. And Nusi, I know I've checked it before, but I can't remember if this is one that grows. If it doesn't, then I'd be a lot more eager to get rid of it from my portfolio. But for now, I'm liking Nusi, not loving it, liking it, and I see myself holding it for the short term. Nusi brings our total though to $14.18. Next payment was our last payment and our largest payment actually for the month of April was on the last of the month from SPY, SPDR S&P 500 ETF, 2.6 shares, $4.15. Pretty good increase from the last payment from SPY. We do buy a lot of SPY, at least I want to say $30. I mean, sometimes up to $50, but um, SPY is always in my mind. Like buying it, love the growth on it. It's just, I just love the SPY. All right. Um, there's other options, cheaper options, VOO, there's SPLG, but I like SPY. In my Roth IRA, I did start buying SPLG instead of SPY, but in my individual, like I just want to get to 100 shares, start selling against my 100 shares, which is, I mean, that's years in the future, but I like the SPY. I want it to be a pretty good chunk of my portfolio, and I mean, this $4.15 brings us to a grand total of $18.33, which it's just hard to believe that. I mean, easy to believe because I wasn't working. I was still in school. I got $5.11 in dividends last year, April, and that's an increase of 259%. So that makes me happy. I like to see that. This $18 has gone back into the stock market, not necessarily in these stocks that I got paid from in April, but they are going back. Like they're in my army, army men going back to fight for me. All right. Year to date total, starting January 1 to April 30, we have gotten $94.56 in dividends. Last year, same time, April, from January 1, 2023 to April 30, 2023, it was only $20.70. So that's even more, that's mind blowing. That's like a 400% increase, 500%. I don't know. Pretty nice. I wish I put the percentage there. But our monthly average right now is $18.91. So I mean, every month this can pay my. What can this pay realistically? This can pay for my Spotify and a decent lunch, a cheap solo lunch. That's gonna be. Actually, my Spotify just went up. I forgot that I'm paying 10.99 for Spotify because I'm not a student anymore. So shit. This can pay for Spotify and a cheap McDonald's meal, a cheap one. All right, 10.99 and like a $6 plus tax meal. Oh God, daily average 76 cents. This can't do anything right now, so not even gonna say anything. This is how the graphs are looking. Monthly dividends year over year. You can see the green is 2023, looking good, or just December we got paid like $25. Thought it was huge, and it is huge. Obviously, $25 from dividends is pretty nice with my age, portfolio size, where I am in life. I love to see that. But just to see like March 24 and then April, it's slowly growing. Imagine March isn't there. I really love the slow, steady growth that we're seeing. Hopefully, May does end up being a little bit larger than April. I'm not sure when again we'll get to March's highs because this is a big chunk of this is due to Ford and their special dividend. But yeah, this is how it's looking, just like laid out. So you can see slow, steady growth. The March, like those quarters where March, we get the March and the June and the September and December payments. Those will always be higher. Unless I just make my portfolio where it's not like that, but it's hard. Trust me. I've tried, I've thought about it. It's hard. And it just doesn't make sense. Like if you know, you know. But that's how it's looking. Looking to see this go all the way to December 2026. You know, it's really not that far away. As far as we might think, it isn't. Cumulative dividends, the green is again last year. This is how the dividends have been growing, starting, here, then up here. January started, what's that, like maybe like $17, $18. Then we're up to like 20 something, up here, up here. We haven't quite crossed 2023 yet, but we're only 4 months in. May will definitely take us across there. And just looking forward to seeing that grow, you know. And this is how that graph kind of is the same as this, just not a line graph. It's just one single bar graph. So 2023 made around 90 something dollars in dividends. We're almost there. We're still at 90 something, but not quite there as yet. Like I said, March, when the March dividend or the May dividends come in, I apologize, that should take us way past what we made in 2023 overall. So love to see the growth in the portfolio and in the dividends. Honestly, my portfolio isn't growing as fast as I wanted to. I am kind of getting my feet, secure in the ground. I like selling out some positions, kind of trimming my fat. So just give me like 2, 3 years. If the markets continue performing decently, then I should be growing more or less with the market, and that is my aim. So this is gonna be the end of the video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think of this new format. I like it. Not gonna lie, it's easy. It makes sense. It's intuitive, and um, yeah. I'll see you guys next time, though. Thanks for watching. Hit like, hit subscribe. Peace.